Hi guys. I haven't seen you guys in like forever. It'll be um 6 weeks on Wednesday that I since I've had her. Um I'm completely going off, like I didn't plan this out or nothing, so I'm just gonna probably be talking about random stuff. Um I guess this is probably gonna be my labor and delivery video. Like I said, I just don't even know. I just knew I needed to make a video and I haven't in forever. And I mean, I give props to those moms that make videos like right after um, they have the baby because holy man, I don't even know how they find the time. Right now she is sleeping, and I figured, sorry guys, cover those up. Anyway, I figured that I better hurry up and make one because I'm falling behind, like way behind. So, I guess let's get started. I honestly do not remember what my last video was. I knew it was one of my weeks. I don't know if it was 41 weeks or whatever. It had to be 40. It was my 40 week, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. Whatever. You guys know. Um, but um, I went on Monday. It was my appointment I had on Monday. Um, I do believe I was 40 weeks and 6 days on that Monday. So I had to have made a video at 40 weeks. Um, and I went in, had my checkup, whatever. And the midwife said, well, we weren't supposed to talk about induction until that following Wednesday, which I would have been um, 41 weeks and 1 day. Um, but my midwife said, hey, we need to talk about what we're doing. You could wait another week or we can go ahead and induce you. I said, oh, induce me. I've heard I didn't want to get induced at all, but by that time I was so big. As if you guys watch my videos, um, you guys obviously know I was big. I was so uncomfortable. I was so done being pregnant. I mean, everything was just like it sucked. I mean, it was awful. But so she said, okay, we'll go in and induce you tonight. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. I was like excited and scared all at the same time. I was like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me because I was so not expecting that. And also for you guys that have, been late, you're like, you know it could come at any minute, but you feel like it's never gonna come. Like it's never gonna happen. You're gonna be stuck like this your whole entire life. Obviously, that's not true, but you just feel that way. That's how I felt anyway. So, then that was like earlier. I'm not sure what time I had my appointment. I think it had to be like 10, 11 o'clock. So then she said to come in around 5. So we were going to the hospital at 5. So Jared was all excited. He was like, oh my god, I have to go back to work and finish what I was doing. So we went back to work for a couple more hours, came home. I tried to take a nap, but I was so excited that I couldn't take a nap. Um, so I kind of like made sure I had everything ready and just kind of like waited around. Um, so 5 o'clock came around. We went to the hospital. They checked me in and everything. Um, and then they were just gonna they weren't gonna start pitocin until the next day. They were gonna put Cervidil in. And they put that up there. It's supposed to like soften your cervix, ripen it, whatever. Um, so they did that. In the morning, she came in, checked me. It did not do anything for me. Not anything. Literally nothing. So about 9:30, they started pitocin. Um, and then it went. That would be Tuesday. Tuesday, they started pitocin at 9:30. Um, Let me just tell you, um, with pitocin, those contractions come on strong and fast like no other. Obviously, I don't know what labor is like without pitocin, but yeah. Um, so I'm not sure exactly on the times, but like by 11, at least, I was having some pretty good ones. Um, I mean, it was not like slow at all. I mean, they came on quick and hard, and it was bad. Like, ugh. I mean, I can still handle them. Um, I'm gonna skip right until about between 3 and 4. Um, I think about like it had to be like 3 or 4. They broke my water. I think it was like probably like 3. They broke my water. I was already at 4. Um, and it just really started going. Like, I mean, they got bad. Um, I was bouncing on one of those balls. I mean, that helped a lot. Like, seriously, those yoga balls or whatever, that helped me so much. But like, I seriously felt like so much pain by that time. Like, this had to be like 4 o'clock. Um, Whatever, an hour after they broke my water, at least. I was bouncing on that ball, and I felt pressure, and it was just pain, and I couldn't do it anymore. So I said, somebody needs to check me, and I was only at a 5. And like, seriously, I felt so defeated because I did not want any pain medication at all. Um, but I was just so exhausted by that time that I just needed something. Um, so at first I was just gonna do, how they put like Stadol or something. It's like a shot or something just to take the edge off. I was gonna do that, but once they got me in the bed, because I felt like I couldn't bounce anymore because of the pressure, because my legs were open and just, I don't know. But so I got back in bed, and they had me turn me on my side, and I don't know what it was about that, but it just made the contractions so much worse that I seriously like, oh, look, give me the epidural now, give me the epidural. So they came in, whatever. Um, they were gonna get me the epidural. Um, this is probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Um, Finally got my epidural. Honestly, like I said, I don't really know the times exactly about checking me and stuff. They really didn't check me a lot after they broke my water because of infection or whatever. So, um, yeah. So about 5 o'clock, around there somewhere, they gave me my epidural. Uh, I might as well did it all natural. Why? Because my epidural did not work. It worked on my right side, and that was it. I kid you not. I might as well did it natural because it did not work. They kept giving me, I'm not sure what they called it, but they kept giving me like the big shot of like medicine for the epidural, like when it doesn't work or whatever, and you're still feeling pain, they like give you like the big shot of it. Well, they had to keep doing it because I literally, like, I felt everything, and that still didn't work. So, for those of you who think that, getting the epidural would just take the pain away, sometimes it doesn't work. So, I mean, the place, I mean, I don't ever want to go back to the hospital that I went to because, they're supposed to tell you how to sit and stuff, and you're supposed to sit like hunched over or whatever, and a nurse is supposed to hold you and put a pillow under you so you like hold the pillow. Okay, well, my boyfriend is the one that like I was holding on to. The nurse wasn't even paying attention to what the guy was doing behind me, and the guy that was putting it in didn't even tell me how to sit or anything. So, like, you could have ruined my back. Like, and ever since that, I've had pain in my back. But that's besides the point. But my epidural did not work. So, yeah. And then you have to stay in bed and have a catheter when you have an epidural. At least I did. So, and they tell you that you're supposed to like not be able to feel anything from like your belly down. Bull crap. I could move. I could probably get up and walk, but they wouldn't let me. So, yeah, that was awful. Um, so I'm just gonna skip right over all that because there's really nothing in between there. So I'm gonna go till about like 9 o'clock. About 9 o'clock, I was about 9.5. I was a 9.5 for like 2 hours, and I had a So about 9 o'clock, I was a 9.5, and I was a 9.5 about 2 hours. For 2 hours, I was a 9.5. It was awful. um, and like I said, my epidural did not work, so I was feeling these contractions. Um, I mean, I had the urge to push for 2 hours, and I kept just complaining. I was like, I have to push, I have to push. My body started pushing by itself, and obviously, for those of you who know, that is the most awful thing to try and fight your body from pushing. Because they just kept telling me, don't push, don't push, don't push. You're not ready to push. So like when you have to fight your body from pushing, that is like awful. I mean, awful, awful, awful. I wanted to push so bad. And like people told me that you'll feel like you have to poop. I never felt like I have to poop. I just felt like I had to push. Like I didn't feel it in my butt. I mean, some people do, but I didn't at all. I didn't feel like I had to poop. So, um, I thought that was weird because everybody said, "Oh, you feel like you have to poop." I didn't at all. I didn't feel it in my butt. So she kept checking me, but telling me that she finally told me that the baby's head or the baby wasn't positioned maybe the right way. So they got me on all fours. That was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life because obviously, uh, I've been in labor since this was like 12 hours to 13 hours in labor, and my body is like shaking and I can't hold myself up. And you want me to get on all fours and hold myself up during contractions? I wanted to smack that nurse like so bad. I mean, I understand she's just doing her job, but I was in so much pain. So, finally, she let me lay back down. Like, obviously, I holding yourself up during a contraction and not being able to like hold on to anything, the pain was like so much more like intense. Like rather than me laying on my back, being able to hold on to the bed. So it was awful. I wanted to cry. Actually, I did cry. I kept telling my mom I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Obviously, I have to do that. I have to do it. Like, my mom just kept telling me you can do it, but I just felt like I was done. I was so done. Like if I could have quit then, I would have. Um, but I finally got to lay back on my back. I didn't get to a full 10 until 11. So from 9:30 to 11, I was 9.5, and they would not let me push. It was awful. So about 11, they finally said I was a 10 and I could start pushing. Um, so I finally got to push. Seriously, pushing. Everybody, I've talked to a couple people and they said pushing was awful and it hurt. Pushing for me seriously felt amazing because I've been holding it for that long, for 2 hours. So it felt so good to be able to push. I mean, that was so, like, it felt so good to push. I'm not even gonna joke. It felt good to push until her head started crowning. That hurt. And then, like, when she finally was crowning and, you know, like, your contraction like stops and her head is still there, that was the worst burning sensation I've ever felt in my life. Like it was awful. Like you still want to push even though you can't. Like, and then I was so exhausted that I was falling asleep between pushing. Like in between pushing, I was like asleep. I was passed out. Like that's how exhausted I was. Um, and then they actually, I pushed for 2 hours or almost 3 hours because she was born at 12:55 on Wednesday. So 12:55, almost 1 a.m. in the morning. So 12:55 p.m. or a.m. It's a.m. 12:55 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So she was born the day before Halloween. I actually had to have. She was stuck in between, like she was stuck in the birth canal, like her head wouldn't come out. So they didn't tell me this while I was pushing. They told me this after. So that was lovely of them to not tell me that my baby was stuck and that, you know, I need to get her out, otherwise there's going to be issues. But they didn't tell me that. They told my mom and my boyfriend, they didn't tell me. So, the doctor actually had to help me get her out. Like, it's called a vacuum, but it's not literally a vacuum. It's like, I think it's like, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm sure, I think it's a suction cup thing, and they like help pull her out. I don't know exactly, but they had to help me get her out because I literally was so exhausted. I couldn't hardly push anymore. Like, seriously, I was so exhausted. Like, it was awful. Um, so they 12:55 she was born. They finally got her out. Um, laid her on my chest. It, seriously, I didn't even know what was going on at all until like I saw her. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know. And after that, I really don't remember anything until about 4:30 when they finally gave her like her first bath. I remember that. I don't remember anything after that really. Um, but yeah, she was born at 12:55 a.m. on Wednesday, the day before Halloween. So 10:30, 13, and she weighed 9 pounds 4 ounces. She's a big baby, big baby. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Um, yeah. So that's my labor and delivery. I love her so much. I mean, being a mom is the most amazing thing I could have ever done in my life. Like, the most amazing thing ever. Um, the first couple weeks are probably the hardest. Oh my god, my god. Um, the first couple weeks are the hardest. But now her being almost 6 weeks old, I mean, it's so much fun. Like, she smiles at me, she does a little baby coos and like giggle, like not giggles, but like she does like her little gurgling thing, and like it's just so much fun now. Like, especially since she doesn't sleep like all day anymore, like I can actually spend time with her. But the first couple weeks are like they were so hard. Like, and then like I had like a little touch of postpartum depression, I'm pretty sure, because I was just like sad all the time, but like it went away, thank god. So now I'm a happy mommy, and I couldn't be more happy. Like, I love her so much. Like, I mean, the love that you have for your child is just like something that's not able to be described. Seriously, it's not even possible to describe how much love you have for somebody that you never even met. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. But yeah, I swear to you, I will make a video. I was gonna have her in this video, but she fell asleep after I fed her. So I'll probably make another video when she wakes up to introduce you to her. So yeah, but that is my labor and delivery.